Okay, what else have we got? Miata money. Miata money. Miata money.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
I'm kidding. Me and Randy aren't best friends, but we're on our way. So, if you're like me, you've been doing a lot of online shopping recently, and you're getting a lot of packages with cardboard boxes, so you have a surplus amount of cardboard. And besides shipping, cardboard is one of the saving graces for any auto enthusiast. And by that I mean, cardboard takes a lot of your abuse. So today, we're going to save some cardboard by fixing our leaks. So I did make myself a reference guide to help determine what is leaking. So there are some definite differences from how things show up on the cardboard. Water, super clear, almost no residue. The coolant gets absorbed extremely quickly by the cardboard. The motor oil and gear oil are about the same, however the gear oil smells like 1,000 times worse. And the brake fluid's a little bit hard to distinguish, but besides actually looking at the fluids, you can also think about the location, because the brake fluid is going to be showing up near your wheels or along a brake line. So you can identify what's leaking by where and what it looks like. And of course, there's no hater tears because we're driving the best Miata. My forensic abilities are telling me that the oil is coming from the back of the engine because the cardboard underneath the engine is only wet towards the back of it. So the Miata is known to leak from the crank angle sensor. So hopefully this is a quick fix. So in my Miata treasure chest of parts, I have a crank angle sensor. The crank angle sensor tells the ECU when to fire the spark plugs. Over time though, this O-ring right here will get old. It will crack, it can shrink, and it allows oil to seep out. So all we're going to do is take out this crank angle sensor, cut off that O-ring, and replace it with a new one. Since we are dealing with electronics, be safe, undo the battery first. Now Miata has its battery in the trunk, so get in there, make sure you unplug it. First up. Before you remove the crank angle sensor, make some reference marks, as exemplified right there and right there. This is because the crank angle sensor is sensitive to its position, so you need these reference marks for when you reinstall the crank angle sensor. And the reason I keep saying marks is because if you only have one, you might smudge it, and then you're going to have to go ahead and retime the whole engine, which can be annoying. Alright, so let's crack it loose. You can probably get in with your fingers and undo the rest of the bolts. Don't lose the bolt. So this is our cast, it's been removed. You do need to be careful about spinning around this piece right here, because it will spin around like a record, baby. So if it spins, it's going to be out of sync with the place it needs to be in to go back into the actual camshaft. So avoid rotating it as much as possible. You'll also note that this piece up here looks like it's missing a chip. It's actually not. It's a key to make sure it goes in the correct way as well. So it is a dummy-proof electronic piece, which is nice for people like me. Alright, so now we have to remove this leaky gasket and then replace it with this O-ring. So we're going to slice it right off.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Roll that sucker forward so it's meeting that leading edge, and then you're good to go and place it right back in. Since we're addressing an oil leak, I'm also going to do the valve cover gasket, which is directly underneath this thing. So that shouldn't be too hard to remove either. We're going to pull up the spark plugs first, boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to undo all of these. We're just going to keep a watchful eye on our hoses, like this one right here, to make sure nothing gets kinked or bent. But otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward job as well. Valve cover is pretty easy. It's this rubber piece right here. We're going to pop it out, clean off the actual gully that it kind of sits in, and then put the new one in. If you want to listen to better music, listen to this channel. It's way better than what I'm playing here. Huge fan. warning, finger tighten these valve bolts down first because the head and these bolts are not friends. It is really easy to snap one of these bolts off. So finger tighten, then just probably a couple pounds of force will do you. One thing that I do recommend is put all of your tools away and make sure all the locations that you hide all those treasured bolts has nothing left in it. Ask me how I know. So about a week later, let's see what our cardboard looks like now. I would, and may, eat off of that.